The other little pet peeve of mine is when I see makeup artists taking a powder puff like this and pressing it against, and they put their fingers in here like this, and they press it against the person's face while they're working. Well, okay. I consider that to be somewhat unprofessional. Firstly, only because from the client's point of view, all right? From the client's point of view, you've got this big, cumbersome, take a powder puff and put it against your face, around your eye, like this. You've got this big, cumbersome object sitting on your face, right? And then you've got the hand pressing on it. And the whole object here is they think that they're really, not touching or affecting the makeup by doing that. But normally, when they do that with the powder puff, it's a powder puff that's been used. It has powder on it. And they sometimes will even powder that area beforehand before they place the powder puff there to work and put their finger on it. Well, it's very cumbersome. It's very uncomfortable for the performer. Now, if you've gotten used to doing this, try to wean your way away from putting this big powder puff on someone's face, because there is the professional way of actually approaching someone's face without having to use all of these little props, right? And what way is that? Well, you can put a little powder on your, you always, it's after you've powdered, you've already powdered the makeup, right? And you powder, because normally when you're wanting to rest your finger on the face, you're doing the eye makeup or you're doing intricate work, right? You're not normally having to do that. You're not resting your finger on the face whenever you're working, doing your highlighting or shading your foundation work. You normally will do that when you're doing brows or you're doing lining work, to steady yourself. So when you get to that point, your makeup is already powdered. So all you have to do really is put a little powder on your little finger, and then you can touch, the surface of the face, and you can lean ever so slightly and work this way. Another way is you take and you put your hand, all right? You put your hand on their shoulder. Let's say the person is sitting right in front of me here, looking at me this way, right? You put your hand on their shoulder, and you lean your arm against your hand, like this, on their shoulder, and you can steady your hand like this as you're working. Right, so these are accepted professional ways of steadying your hand and of working with eyeshadow so that it doesn't fall down, okay, under the eyes. So there you have my little pet peeves, all right? Now, for whatever it's worth, all right? And I think that you look much more professional when you're not putting a big powder puff on the face, and I think you look a lot more professional if you're not putting a ton of powder under here to guard from eyeshadow that's falling. And I also know firsthand that the actress will really prefer that you not put all that powder under their eyes, because number one, they look, like they're wearing war paint in the mirror, and it's a little embarrassing to them. And secondly, it does build up under the eye. So there are two professional recommendations that you may wish to consider. Okay, this is Joe Blasco for MUA TV's Makeup Moment.